Greetings! My name is Brad Hessel and I am chair of the Wake County Libertarian Party. It's a new year and I want to start off by talking about why you should help fund the work Wake LP are doing. But first, let me cut to the chase for the benefit of those who don't need convincing. Filing is over, and we've got a strong lineup of candidates, several of whom are in 1v1 races against Democrats, where they have the opportunity to get a lot of attention. So please donate to our 2026 Candidate Accelerator Fund so we can provide the folks running for office with the support they need to effectively promote the message of liberty in Wake County. Here is the QR code. First, they ignore you. Then they ridicule you. Then they attack you and want to burn you. And then they build monuments to you. Those are the words of U.S. socialist Nicholas Klein in a speech he gave in Baltimore on 15 May 1918, often misattributed to Mahatma Gandhi. The Socialist Party ran presidential candidates for 40 years during the first half of the 20th century, never gaining more than 6% of the vote nationally and never winning the electoral votes of a single state. But if you peruse their party platform, with the notable exception of collective ownership of industry, most of their proposals have been implemented. In the USA, you don't need to actually win elections to successfully promote your agenda. Not saying striving to win is a bad idea or that winning wouldn't speed things up, just saying that what's critical is persistently competing to the point where two things happen. First, the electorate becomes familiar with your program and expects to see your candidates as a choice on their ballots. And second, you consistently garner enough votes to be able to affect the outcome of close elections so that the establishment parties have incentive to address your issues. The Socialist Party checked both those boxes. And I'm here to say that in North Carolina, and especially in Wake County, we libertarians have checked those boxes too. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that things are peachy keen on a national level. The federal government is grabbing more power than ever. Our 2024 presidential candidate did not do well. And our national party has organizational and financial issues. But here in Wake County, we have sustained a consistent presence on the ballot for a decade. In 2024, we ran more candidates for North Carolina General Assembly than Wake GOP did. An all-time record 324,000 votes were cast for our candidates. We only have 6,000 registered libertarians in the county, and half of them typically don't vote, so evidently, we are succeeding in reaching out to disaffected independents, Democrats, and Republicans. And we are making our presence felt in contested elections. Those are pretty rare in blue Wake County. Democrats virtually can't lose in 16 of our 19 North Carolina General Assembly districts. Nevertheless, in the past 8 years, we have competed in 8 local elections where our candidate got more votes than the difference between his or their establishment party opponents, plus another 5 statewide races. The most dramatic examples are not even included in that count. In 2014, Sean Hall ran way to the left of Kay Hagan and probably took enough Democratic votes to elect Tom Tillis to the U.S. Senate. And in 2024, in neighboring Granville County, NC House 32, Ryan Brown ran way to the right of incumbent GOP Representative Frank Sossaman and almost certainly took enough Republican votes to fuel a 228-vote upset victory by Democrat Brian Cohn. And that race caused the GOP to lose their supermajority in the House. Results such as those command attention and respect. But if we can't actually win elections, what's the payoff? The payoff is policy wins. For example, 3 issues we're prioritizing now are constitutional carry, rescinding, or at least scaling back drastically, North Carolina's draconian Certificate of Need healthcare rationing regime, and implementing instant runoff voting, aka IRV. In 2025, we had serious conversations about all three of these issues with NCGA representatives and staff. Constitutional carry, which the GOP failed to pass in 2023-24 when they had supermajorities in both the NC House and NC Senate, and could have overridden a gubernatorial veto. It passed both houses this session. It was, in fact, vetoed by the new governor, Josh Stein, and that veto was overridden in the Senate. And we anticipate a veto override vote in the House later this year, so significant progress there. Rescinding the Certificate of Need healthcare rationing system did not even make it out of committee in 2023-24, but last year it passed the Senate with bipartisan support. And again, we're hoping it will pass the House during the 2026 short session. As for IRV, because we're a Dillon Rule state, new legislation is required for any such change in our election system. And Republicans, or at least many Republicans, are skeptical about IRV, even though it would save taxpayers gobs of money by eliminating the need for separate runoff elections. The folks who run the NCGA have no inclination to rock the boat with electoral reforms that would affect their own races. They're happy with the status quo. But we've partnered with the Forward Party to create a needs assessment request going to the North Carolina State Board of Elections to evaluate the costs and benefits of implementing IRV as an option here in Wake County for municipal and county elections only. And several elected officials, both R's and D's, at all three levels, state, county, and municipal, have committed to sign on. These conversations could not have happened 10 years ago, as virtually no one even knew there was a Wake County Libertarian Party back then. And outside of Raleigh, where we piloted our influence peddling tactics from 2016 to 2019, they would not have happened 5 years ago either, because no one at the county or state level yet perceived that Wake LP and had the potential to materially help them or hurt them politically. Not a problem now. But here's the thing. We are able to harvest these fruits because we have demonstrated that libertarian votes can swing elections. And that will continue to work only so long as we continue to display that capability. That means running candidates in every race we can and working to collect as many votes as we can. And to ensure we get as many votes as we can, we've developed an efficient system that provides all of our candidates with professional headshots, a magnetic name tag, a website, campaign email services, social media help, a treasurer, financial reporting services, and, for active candidates, door hangers and yard signs. Typically, our active candidates can raise enough money to afford those things, but not always, and we provide financial assistance as needed to ensure that we get the most out of each candidacy. And we usually have to help our paper candidates with filing fees, websites, and social media to ensure they have enough visibility to look legit. The websites, door hangers, and yard signs employ a standard design, which both cuts down on design costs and acts as a force multiplier, as after 10 years of blizzarding Wake County with our promotional collateral, all of our candidates' websites and signs and handouts are instantly recognizable as libertarian. I've been told by both D and R candidates that libertarians get more non-financial help from Wake LP than they get from their respective county parties. Speaking of finances, to compete in a contested NC House election, you need at least $100,000, and spending 2 or 3 or even 5 times that much is not unheard of. For a contested NC Senate seat, you need to spend $500,000 minimum, often more. We are typically spending less than $35,000 for all our candidates combined each cycle, some raised by the candidates themselves and some provided by Wake LP. Overall, our dollars spent per vote numbers are way, way lower than the D's or R's. So, every dollar you donate to Wake LP gets you way more than any dollar D or R donors would get from contributing to their preferred parties. And speaking of deploying your donation money efficiently, you should also keep in mind that even though the media focuses on what's happening in Washington, D.C., decisions made by local governments concerning education, small business regulation, zoning, transportation, recreation, services infrastructure, and so forth have considerably more impact on your day-to-day life than decisions made in D.C. And those decisions are far easier for us to influence. So, please help us keep Wake LP working to ensure more libertarian-friendly policies are on the table here in Wake County. We just need $6,000 to fully fund our 2026 war chest, and we currently are about a third of the way there already. Your money will help our candidates to promote the libertarian message, and insofar as we're able to achieve policy victories, make life better, not only for you and your family and friends, but for everyone in Wake County. Plus, the model we've developed here in Wake can be replicated in other counties in North Carolina, not to mention other states. So, helping us continue our success here will not only pay dividends for folks locally, but potentially everywhere in the USA. And yet here's another incentive bonus. Every donation of $50 or more made by Friday, January 16th, to our CAP F fund automatically enters you into a drawing for a pair of tickets to join the Wake LP group at a Hurricanes game against the Chicago Blackhawks on Thursday, 22 January. For those of you who have contributed in the past, donating either money or time and energy, even if it's just liking or sharing one of our social media posts, you should take a moment to reflect on what you've helped to build here in Wake County. Life on Earth is modestly better, thanks, in part, to you. And then, use this QR code or the link in the comments on this video to help keep our momentum going in 2026. Thanks.